Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Cameron, and today we are going to be doing another part of our Clickteam tutorial series of how to make a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. And in today's episode, we're going to be discussing how to do animatronic AI. So we're going to be making a very basic Bonnie and Chica AI from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, where they start up at the show stage, aka camera 6, they go down to camera 5, Bonnie goes to the left hallway, Chica goes to the right hallway, and then they go to my office. And from there, we're not really going to do anything. All we're going to do is just code them moving around and being able to see them in the cameras and all that. Which doesn't sound like too much, but from a beginner standpoint, it can be. So we're just going to insert all of our animatronic stuff. We want each individual frame of every instance they're in a room. So basically, in camera 6 and camera 5, both Bonnie and Chica are going to be in the same room, and then Bonnie goes to camera 3 and 1, and then Chica goes to 4 and 2, and then, it's just one singular frame from there. But we won't get to that until we actually get into the frame, or the frame editor, which we should do right now. So we're going to go into here, and be sure to go into your cameras. We're not making a separate object for our animatronics in their, separate cameras. We're just doing it in the actual camera object. Then we're going to set up some counters to counteract, being able to see them. That was not a pun, by the way. I did not mean to make that a pun. But our first frame I want to insert is frame 1 with Bonnie in my left hallway. So we're going to go over to new frame, which is frame 7, and since only Bonnie is going to be in my left hallway, it is only one frame that I have to insert. So as you can see, they're actual animals, because I could not be bothered to actually draw anything. But as you can see, we have Bonnie right there. He's in my left hallway looking spazzy, schnazzy, I don't know. And if I look at my frame 2, this one's my right hallway. And once again, like for Bonnie, I only have one singular frame with only Chica in there. So I'm just going to insert my other one with Chica in there. So camera 2, Chica. Perfect. So as you can see, Chica's in my right hallway and Bonnie's in my left hallway. We have two instances of the cameras. One where there is no animatronic in the left hallway, and one when there is an animatronic in my left hallway, or an animal, or a rabbit, I don't know. And same thing for the right. So my frame 3 is my left stairway. Once again, with only Bonnie in there. Bonnie is the only one that can actually go to the left stairway. So let me get that. Camera 3, Bonnie. Cool. And it's going to be the same thing for the right stairway. It's only Chica that can only go to the right stairway. So, camera 4, Chica. Now is where we get to the kind of the confusing stuff. So, we have every instance of every animatronic in the cameras, and we have every instance of when the animatronic is not in the camera, and one when the animatronic is in the camera. Like I said before, frame 1, no animatronic, left hallway, one with an animatronic, no animatronic, no animatronic, all that. But for camera 5, which if you go back, as you can see, this is a bigger room, being the dining area. And Bonnie and Chica can both appear in the dining area for my Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. So we need to have at least 4 instances, as I like to call them. So one being just nobody in the actual dining area, one with only Bonnie in the dining area, one with only Chica in the dining area, and one with both of them in the dining area. So we're going to do that right now. So, new frame, and I'm going to, my first frame is just going to be, where is it? Only Bonnie in the cameras. There he is, looking pretty small. New frame, and this frame is going to be with only Chica in there. Where is it? There we go. And then I'm going to insert another one with both of them in there. So, there we go. It's going to be the same thing for the show stage, too, because Bonnie and Chica can appear in the show stage. So, as you can see, we have one instance with nobody in there, one with Bonnie in there, one with Chica in there, and one with both of them in there. And we're going to do the same thing for the show stage. So, the show stage has nobody on it, from frame 6, if you're following along with me exactly. So, we want to have one with only Bonnie on there. We want to have one with only Chica on there. and we want to have our final one be with both of them on there. So it's a little confusing, but I feel like you guys might get the idea, and it's going to be pretty much the same thing with counters too, because we're also counters are going to be a huge part of this tutorial. They're going to be a huge part of this tutorial, and they're going to help out immensely. So after that, be sure to set your hotspot to the center square. Remember, go down to view hotspot, hold down Alt on your keyboard, and then just press the middle square. Oh yeah, these are already set. Go over to frame 7 if you're following along with me, and just hold down Alt and press the middle square. As you guys saw before, frames 1 through 6 were completely fine. They were center, but then frames 7 to 16 were kind of like lopsided, and they were down in the right corner. We don't want that. So there we go. We're all good. And now we're going to insert 3 counters. Actually, no, we're going to insert 6 counters. So our first counter here is going to be for Bonnie, and this one is going to be, I'm going to rename this to Bonnie Countdown. Shit, Countdown. Why can't I not type that? There we go. Cool. We're going to insert another counter, and this one is going to be called, oh, I have Snapchat on my bed. This one's going to be called Bonnie Location. Cool. So now we want to do the same thing for Chica. So insert another counter called Chica Countdown. Chica Countdown. Cool. And I am going to insert object. What the hell is it? Counter. And we're going to call this Chica Location. I apologize it took me so long to get these all out. That makes no sense. Countdown. No, location. Cool. Right? Yep. So, I want to put both these on screen too. So, I'm going to put this like up here. I'm going to put this up here. My Bonnie Countdown counter is on top. And my Bonnie Location counter is on the bottom. And I think to make these stand out a little more, just to make it a little easier, because I can see how somebody could get confused. Like, oh my god, is my Chica Location counter on top or is it on bottom? So, I'm going to actually edit these and change them to be 8 different colors. So, if you didn't know, you can actually change the color of your counter. So, I'm going to double click into my Bonnie Countdown counter, and I'm going to go over to my fill tool, and I'm going to just change this color to like blue, because Bonnie is blue. Or is he purple? I don't know. I hate when people, I'm going to go through all my numbers, and I'm just going to paint them blue. I don't know if oh, I messed up. I don't know if he's blue, if he's purple. I'm going to go with blue, though, because blue makes more sense, and technically blue is purple if you think about it. Wait, no it's not. They're all separate colors, but just, you really only got to fill your, you only got to make your numbers 0 to 9 colored blue, really, because we're not going to use, like, oh, minus, we're not going to use the plus, we're not going to use E. Why the hell is E here? E is a letter. I know E's part of the math, whatever. And I'm going to go into my Bonnie Location counter now, and I'm just going to change that color too. I'm actually going to make it lighter, just to make it different. So I know the lighter color goes on the bottom, and the darker color goes on the top. Which sounds kind of racist, but I promise it is not. So let me get these all down. Cool. And now that I have all of that, I'm going to do the same thing for the Chica counter. So, or countdown. So go over to Chica Countdown. I'm gonna just choose yellow. Yeah, let me just do that. Let me go solid yellow for the top. Boom. No, I did that last time too. So color these all yellow. If you're you don't have to do this, but I'm just doing that to make it easier for myself. I'm gonna double click into the Chica Location counter, and I am going to go make it lighter yellow, and do all that. I'm kind of taking it slow and just making sure you guys get this, because although people can say like, oh yeah, I get this, I don't know why he's going so slow. Some people don't understand this all the time, so I'm just kind of like taking it a little slow. And there we go. We have all those down. Now we can begin coding. So we're gonna go up to my event editor, and we're going to insert a new group of events called Bonnie AI. Get that out of here. I have a little remote on my keyboard. Bonnie AI. Cool. And we're going to start off by going to new condition. Story virtual, start frame. We're gonna go over to Bonnie countdown, and this is basically gonna just deter how long you want Bonnie to. I don't really know how to explain it since we have to insert another condition with the number going down. But I'm gonna just set my starting location or starting timer to 100. That seems like a good number, 100. And I'm gonna do the same thing for Chica too. Cool. Bonnie location, I'm going to set counter to. I'm gonna set it to 0 because it is the starting location. He doesn't actually start attacking, and I'm gonna drag that over to my Chica location too because they both start on the show stage. Next, you want to do is go down to new condition, the timer, every, and we're going to, once you get to the every screen, go down and press use a calculation because AI is randomly generated and so is our number. So enter the time in 1 to 1,000th of a second. So from here, be sure to select your 0 and go over to random range. Press that, and then from here, this will basically just be like how fast you want your Bonnie countdown counter to go. So I'm gonna say every 100 to 200th of a second. That seems good enough. The higher you go, the slower the number will count down, and the lower you go, the faster it'll count down. So I'm gonna say 100 to 200 since it seems pretty quick, but not that quick. So I'm gonna press OK. And then from here, I'm gonna go over to my Bonnie countdown, right click, and I'm going to subtract from counter 1. So if I did this correctly, at the start of the frame, the counter will be set to 100, which, if you guys need some extra clarification, my Bonnie countdown is this top left counter in my frame. So if I start the frame, it should work. I pressed the wrong button. No, I did not mean to do that. Okay. And as you can see, my counter is counting down. So every 100 to 200 of a second, my counter up here is going down. And it's going down pretty quick. So I'm actually going to change that to be a little slower. But when this counter equals 0, then this counter below this will be set to 1, 2, 3, which will make our animatronic move. And we gotta get rid of that negative 2. So I'm gonna go over back to my event editor, and I'm gonna go over to every 100 to 200. I'm gonna double click into that, and I'm gonna make it a little slower. So I'm gonna say 200 to 400, and that should be good. Whatever. And we're gonna go over to new condition. We're gonna go over to the Bonnie countdown counter. Click that. Compare the counter to a value. And we're gonna say 0, but go up to choose comparison method, click it, and it'll release a little drop down menu showing different, lower, equal. And we're gonna say when it is lower or equal than 0, the counter, then we're going to go over to our Bonnie location and we're going to add to counter 1. Cool. And once we did that, we're going to go over to Bonnie countdown in the same line of code, and I'm going to make this another randomly generated number. So I'm going to go right click, set counter, random range, remember click random range, not random, just random range. I don't even really know what random does, but just choose random range. And the random range should just have 2 R's, like R random, no, R random. That's what it should be, not R random. That would be 3 R's. So I'm going to say that my Bonnie location, or my Bonnie countdown, is going to be between the numbers of 100 to 200. Whenever this number goes down to 0, because when this number goes down to 0, then it'll reset. The number will reset so that Bonnie can keep going. And if we did this correctly, whenever this number goes down to 0, this number will return to 1 every time, except it's going really slow, and I'm going to make it a little quicker. Hold on. Alright, it's a lot faster now. I'm just gonna click around, just wait. I got nothing to wait for. Probably lose anyway. Also, if you want to learn how I did the cameras, go look at my last tutorial. Anywho, yep, went right up to 1, and as you can see, the the counter shows a random number between 100 and 200, and it picked 150. And so basically it's just longer, but it's random, so every time they move, it's random. So once this number goes down to 0 again, it should go up to 2. Correct? Yep, and it's going to keep doing that. Awesome. Oh yeah, and now, once you've done that, we're going to just go scroll all the way back up. If you're following me on my tutorial series exactly, I'm going to scroll up and go over to my my camera view, which is above Bonnie AI. Do not know how I didn't see that, but I'm going to go above here. And now, for Bonnie specifically, it's going to be confusing because we want to add just a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be weird. So, my camera 1 is my left hallway, so that's not my first. Technically, the first location of Bonnie will be on the show stage, and obviously, my counter, my view camera counter is set to 6, which is the show stage itself. So, what I want to do now is I want to right click on where it says view camera counter equals 6. Right click, insert, then go over to Bonnie location counter. Compare the counter to a value 0. Actually, no, we're not. We're not going to do that yet. We need to go up to choose comparison method and choose different. So when Bonnie's location counter is set to is different than 0, meaning he is anywhere else in the building, then it's just going to show the show stage by itself because we can't see Bonnie, you know? We can't see Bonnie in that camera. If we don't need to see Bonnie, we don't need to see Bonnie. But next what we want to do is we want to copy this and paste it. And then once you do that, now that you have 2, go to the bottom one, or any one you choose, double click into where it says Bonnie location is different than 0, and go up to choose comparison method and choose equal. So when Bonnie's counter equals 0, then it's going to show him in the camera. To prove this, we need to actually go into our cameras and actually see. Let me lock this. We actually need to see what frame Bonnie is in. So, let me see. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, so the one frame where only Bonnie is in the camera is frame 14, meaning we have to go over into Event Editor and change this number, force animation frames, to 5. We want to force animation frame to 13, aka we want to be able to see Bonnie on frame 14. Like I said before, 0 equals 1 in this case, 1 equals 2, all that. So if I did this correctly, if I go over to my camera 6, Bonnie's going to be there because my counter is equal to 0, and Bonnie should be in my camera 6. Yep, there he is. Blue on blue was not a good idea, but it's going to be hard to see, but when this number goes down to 0, he will disappear. Right? Yep, he's gone. Oh no, where did Bonnie go? Nowhere, because we didn't code anything else in. But as you can see, when the number is different than 0, aka it's going to be either 1, 2, 3, or above 0, or lower, it's just going to go up, and then it's only going to show the show stage. So we want to do this for every single other one. So we want to go over to view camera counter equals 5, where Bonnie can also appear, and we want to go insert Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value, and we're going to say 1, which is his first move. And once again, we're going to say this is different because this is only going to show our dining room. Then you want to copy it, double click into your copy and change it to equal. And like camera 6, we want to go back to our cameras and see what frame Bonnie only appears in when it's just him. So as you can see, there's only a frame with only Bonnie in it, which is frame 11. So from that case, if Bonnie only appears in camera 11, or appears in camera 11, or frame 11, Then we want to change. Then we want to force animation frames to 10. I don't know. I'm starting like a bitch today. All right. Let's test this out again. So, oh, excuse me. So, he's at camera 6 right now. It's only him. He's just chilling out, being a little goober. I don't know why my buttons are pressed in. That's weird. I don't know. Might be a glitch. But when this goes up to 1, he should appear on camera 5. And he does. Cool. Awesome. And we want to do this for the other ones too. So the next frame we want to consider is, actually not consider, but when you think about this, well, our next step is we want to go over to edit 1 and 2 and not 3 and 4, because Chica can only appear in 3 and 4, and obviously we haven't coded in Chica's thing yet. So Bonnie's path begins at camera 6, then camera 5, then camera 3, then camera 1. Not camera 4 or 2, which means it's not view camera 2 or 4. I know. It's weird. Chica could go from camera 6 to camera 5 to camera 4 to camera 2 and then to the office. Kind of like Bonnie, but he takes the opposite route. So our next step is to go over to view camera equals 3, insert Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value different than 2, which is his second move. And then we want to copy, we want to paste, and then we want to change this number over here to equal. And when Bonnie is only in that camera, then we want to go actually check our cameras to see what frame has only Bonnie in it. And that frame would be frame 9. So if it is frame 9 where Bonnie can only appear, then that is technically frame 2. Or, wait, I forgot the number. God damn it. This is why I hate Clickteam sometimes. I hate memorizing shit. It's frame 9. Frame 9, so that means it's 8. So go over to where it says view camera counter equals 3 and Bonnie location equals 2. And then we're going to edit this to 8. Awesome. And then we're going to go over to view camera equals 1. Insert. Oh, god damn it. Insert Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value, is different than 3, aka that is his third move. Hopefully you guys are following along with me exactly. If you have no idea what's going on, just comment it below. Copy and paste that, and then change this number below to equal. And then from that case, we're going to go back to our cameras, and as you can see, the only frame when Bonnie appears in my left hallway is frame 7. Or camera 1, so that means it's gonna be 6. Change the animation frame to 6. I know that might seem weird. I totally forgot to. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but my camera 1 is this camera right here, which is the left hallway. My camera 2 is, or my camera 3 is the stairway, and then 5 dining room, 6 show stage. I don't know if I've told you guys that. I'm extremely apologetic if I didn't, because I know you guys might be hella confused right now, but basically, we have every iteration of only Bonnie appearing in the camera. So, as you can see, when Bonnie's location counter is different than 0, then it's just the show stage. If his number is 0, then it shows him in the actual show stage. And that's kind of the same thing for all these frames. So now, once we've done all that, we're gonna check if it works. Alright, so he's in frame 6, or camera 6 right now. Just fiddle around, just wait a little bit. Alright. And once he moves, he's going to go over to camera 5, which is 1. Yep. So now that this is 1, he appears here. He's going to appear here when this number equals 2. And then he's going to appear here when this number down here equals 3. So let's play the waiting game and just wait. No, I just closed it. So there he is. Boom, he moved. Alright, when this number goes down to 0, this will add up to 1, which will be 2, which means he appears here. Right? Yep. Number equals 2, he appears here. Then go over to camera 1. When this equals 3, he's going to appear here. Yep. And when this number equals 4, in the future, he's going to appear to my left hallway. We haven't imported anything when he does appear to the left hallway, but we will add that in the future. And then obviously he will disappear and he will be in no other cameras because in the future he's going to be right at my office door. Stay tuned for that in the future, or if I've already made it, I don't know. But since we have that done now, we're going to make a new condition or a group of events. Now that we're totally done with Bonnie's AI, a group of events. We're gonna title this group Chica AI. Oh, yep. And we're basically going to do the same code up here, but just for Chica. So we're going to go... Actually, no, we don't have to do the starter frame because we already did that for Bonnie. So all we got to do is go to the timer. And I'm going to make Chica slower than Bonnie. So I'm going to say user calculation, random range. I'm going to say 200 to 450. I don't know, just... He has a chance of going slow, I don't know, or she actually. And we're gonna make it so that her countdown will subtract from 1, or not set. Right click, subtract from counter, 1. Cool. And then we go over to new condition. Chica countdown, compare the counter to a value. When her counter is lower or equal to 0, then we add a 1 to her location. AKA, she moved. Whenever this number goes up, she moved. And then we're gonna set our counter when this counter is set to 0. We're gonna reset it so that it is set to. I'm actually just gonna set it manually to 300. Cool. And I'm gonna make Bonnie. Slower too because that was just a test. All right. 250. Okay. There we go. Awesome. And then, yeah, that should be good. But obviously we have to code Chica in the cameras too. But this number should also work. So just test it out real quick. Go load the frame. And when this number goes down to 0, this will add up to 1. And, you know, so on and so forth. And it's going to take quite a while. So we're just going to play the waiting game. Alright. And boom. She goes right up and the counter is set to 300 again, except that is way too slow. So I think I'm gonna actually make her I'm gonna set the counter, her reset counter technically to 100, and I'm gonna make her just faster altogether. So I'm gonna just say instead of 450, we'll just say 300. Actually no, we'll just say 250. Cool, yeah, that'll make her quicker. Okay. So now we want to go up to our camera view conditions or group of events. And we want to start from camera 6, which is our show stage. And now we want to go over to code line 73, go over to right click, insert, go over to Chica location, compare the counter to a value, and we're going to say it is different for the start of 0. And obviously 0 is also her starting point. And when Bonnie and Chica are not in that camera, or their code number is different than 0, then they're not going to be there. They're just going to only show the show stage. God damn it, the show stage. Next, go over down to this other code with Bonnie, where it says, well, you see it. It just says, like, the camera view is 6, and the Bonnie location is 0. Right click, insert, Chica location, compare the counter to a value, and once again, we're going to make it different than 0, because, once again, like how we inserted our frames, we want one frame with only the show stage, the other with only Bonnie on the show stage, the other with only Chica on the show stage, and the other with both of them on the show stage. So we're kind of doing that here. So when that's the case, it only shows Bonnie, but then we want to copy this and paste it. And then from this case, we want only Chica to appear in this. So we're going to go double click into Bonnie location equals 0, and we're going to make it different than 0. Go down to where it says Chica location is different than 0, and change it to equal to 0. Cool. And since I have no idea what frame, what Chica only appears in, we're going to go into cameras, and that frame is frame 15. So that's 14. So go over to force animation frame to 13 and change it to 14. Awesome. Then what you want to do next is you want to go over to 75. You want to copy and then you want to paste it again. And then go over to Bonnie location and just press equal. What this means is 73 is when they're different than 0, which means none of them appear there. 1 is with only Bonnie appearing there, 1 is with only Chica appearing there, and 1 is with both of them appearing there. And if that's the case, that should just be frame 15, right? Yeah. So that's frame 16, which means we have to force animation frame to 15. So if I did this right, both of these should be set to 0, and when both of these are set to 0, that means both of them should be in camera 6. Yup, they're both in camera 6. Awesome. But of course, Bonnie's gonna leave first because his AI is much faster. Not even much faster, but it's just a little bit faster. So, Bonnie's gone, and it's only Chica now because we have a line of code with only Chica there. And we have to do the same thing for camera 6, or for camera 5. And then from that point, it's straightforward because Chica's the only one that can go to camera 4 and 2. Alright. So we're gonna do the same thing for the 5th camera now. So, insert where it says Bonnie location counter is different than 1. Insert. Chica location, compare the counter to a value, is different than 0. Then we want to go over to where it says view camera 5, Bonnie location equals 1. Insert. Chica location. Compare the counter to a value, and we're going to say different again. Then we want to copy this, paste it, and then go up to Bonnie location is equal to 1, set it to different, go over to Chica location, and make it equal. Cool. Then we want to go back over to our cameras and see what camera has only Chica, what frame only has Chica appearing in the dining area, which is frame 12. So where is that? Frame 12. Ooh, I messed up. Oh, okay, I messed up. Glad I caught that. So, I messed up. Where it says Chica location, on all of these, by the way, where it says Chica location equals 0, yeah, just change that to 1, because that means she also moved. So, just set that to, no, not equal. Just change the number to 1. Oh, Jesus, I'm messing up horrendously. Make sure it's 1. Make sure it's not 0. And from that point, that was frame, God, I was so bamboozled by that. That was frame 12, which means it was 11. Go over to force animation frame to 11. Cool. And then we want to go over to this code, copy, paste it, go over to the Bonnie location counter, and press equal. So that means both of them are in the same room. And without even looking, I can tell that is going to be my frame 13, right? Yep, frame 13 is with both of them in that room, which means it's equal to 12. Because once again, their first frame is always 0. So edit this, and we're gonna set that to 12. Once again, it's so confusing, and it's weird, but once you learn it, it's not too bad. But once again, both of them are in this room. You know, they're just chilling out, being little goons. Bonnie's gonna disappear to camera 5, and then eventually, Chica is also gonna appear in the same camera that Bonnie is. So there he is, just chilling out. And now, Chica's there too. Awesome. And now it's smooth sailing from here because Bonnie cannot go to the right side of our made-up building. So go over to where it says, view camera equals 4, insert, go over to Chica location, compare the counter to a value, different than 0, cool, and then we're going to copy that, and we're going to edit this so it equals 0, and then from there, we want to check what frame only has her in the right stairway, and that is frame 10, which is technically going to be 9, so we're going to force animation frame to 9. Awesome. Then we want to go. Ooh! I did the same goddamn thing again. I made the number 0. It's not different than 0. It is different than 2. Make sure you're typing in 2 because I am forgetting to type in that number. All right, cool. And now we want to go up to view camera equals 2. Insert Chica location. Compare the counter to a value. And we want to make this different than 3. I'm not forgetting this time. Then we want to... Wait, I didn't mess up. Yeah, no. Then I want to copy this. Copy and paste. and then edit this number so that it equals 3. From there, I want to go over and look what frame only has Chica in my right hallway, and that is frame 8, which will be 7. Okay, and that will be, this one will be 7. Awesome. So now, it should work. Both the AI should work for now, before we actually get to coding. Or like before we actually get to jump scares and stuff. So as you can see here, you know, they're both chilling out, and they're both gonna move in the same room. They're both gonna move to camera 5, and then Bonnie is going to divert his way to camera 3, and then to 1, and then Chica's gonna divert her way from camera 5 to camera 4, then to 2. So there they are. They're both gonna go their separate ways. They're not making love or anything. They're just, it's like a sad emotional scene. They're gonna leave each other. So then Bonnie should only go there. Boom. He's chilling out there. And Chica should go to the right, except she is slow as hell. But I made her that way, so it doesn't... Anyway, yep. She is in camera 2 now. Awesome. And then Chica's gonna move to camera 2, and then Bonnie's gonna move to camera 1. Both being right next to my office. I don't know why my buttons are like not processing that they're unpressed, but that's common. There we go. Yeah. See? Okay. And that's pretty much it for the tutorial. One more thing I guess we could do is make a static fade so that when they disappear, static will fade, and then like the camera will fade back in, showing that, oh my god, they're actually gone. So to do that, obviously, if just go down to where it says Bonnie countdown equals 0, go over to your static object, which is this, and just set the alpha blending coefficient to 0. This is if you read my last tutorial or listened to my last tutorial, and then just drag that to over where it says Chica countdown is lower or equal to 0. And then we have a simple static fade when they disappear. Right? We'll play the waiting game and find out. Alright, so when this number equals 0 over here, there should be a little fade, kind of like what happened with the cameras. Yup, and then Chica will also do the same thing. Right? Yup. We're good. That's it for the tutorial. We did it. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I know it was going a little quick, and I know it's a little confusing and all. If you are stuck with something, just please let me know in the comment section down below. The final thing I can actually think about doing is hold down shift and then click on all of your counters while holding down shift, and then just drag it above the frame so you don't see it. And then, yep, we're good now. Sweet. They're still gonna move even though we can't see the counters. They're still gonna move. You don't gotta worry about that, like, oh my god, I can't see the counters, that means they're not gonna move. They are gonna move. It's just that you can't actually see the code behind how they move. Yep. Bonnie did it right there, and Chica's also gonna do it. Boom. Alright, that's it for the tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more, let me know in the comment section down below. Next one will be on jump scares and the game over screen. After that, we're going to talk about, I think we're going to be talking about power next episode after that. I don't know. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Love y'all. And yeah, see you guys for the next tutorial.